This
share my screen.
conference will now be recorded.
Well, in the last class, we discussed about session level update as insert, right? So this is the mapping which we have created, session level update as insert. So this mapping for the first time, it will insert all the records from source to target table, right? And then it will second time, even though if there is a change, if there is no change, it will update all the records into the target table, right? This is the scenario which we discussed in the last class. So first time from the source it will extract and it will insert all the records. Second time we updated the address here HYD to USA, and then we have executed. Okay, so second time what it is going to do, it will again check in the target table, even though the source record exists, and if there is no change, also it has updated the create date and update date also. So we should not do like that. If the source record already present and if there is no change, we should not do anything, no insert, no update. If the source record already present in the target table, okay, if there is a change between source and target record, then we have to update the target record with source latest data. So these 3 points we have to implement to perform the SRE type 1. Okay, so to overcome that, we have update strategy transformation. By using the update strategy transformation, we can update the specific columns in the target table, right? So whenever we create update strategy transformation, we have to use these tags dd underscore update, dd underscore insert, or any one of these tags depends on our requirement. Okay, so we have to use dd underscore update tag. So because we have to update the specific columns in the target table, to update the specific columns in the target table, we have to use dd underscore update tag. Okay, now we will see how to use this update strategy transformation in our mapping to update the specific columns in the target table. So this is another scenario, real-time scenario. This we called it as a mapping level update else insert or SAD type 1. Okay, so mapping level update else insert or SAD type 1, right? So we know SAD type 1 means here we will maintain the latest or current data in the target table. Latest data or current data in the target table. So to maintain the latest data or current data, in the last class we created the session level update else insert mapping, but that mapping, even though there is a change or if there is no change, it has updated all the columns. To overcome that, we are creating this mapping level update else insert. Mapping level update else insert means inside the mapping only we will write the logic to perform the update else insert or insert else update. So first, let's say this is our source table, emp underscore mui underscore yes. MUI means mapping level update else insert. Then we have employee number, employee name, address. Let's say we have here for the first time there are 3 records in the source table. Okay, so these are the 3 records we have in a source, and the target table we should have like this. This is our target table. Okay, and here EID column, employee ID should be there. No, not required. So, and here we should have primary key constraint. Whenever we perform insert else update or update else insert, it is mandatory to have the primary key constraint. So without having the primary key, we cannot perform the update else insert or insert else update. Okay, so and then we have to create date column and update date column also should be there. So create date, update date columns. Okay, so we know for the first time we have to insert all the records. Second time, if there is any change, then only we have to update the address and update date. So for that, what we have to do is So in the mapping level update else insert, to know whether the source record exists or not inside the target table, we have to join source with the target table by using the left outer join. Okay, so we have to join these two tables. Okay, whereas in session level update else insert, there we didn't join. So if you enable the update else insert, automatically it will come to know. So in session level update else insert, automatically if we enable the update else insert checkbox, it will come to know whether the source record exists or not. If it does not exist, it will insert. If it is already present, then it will go up for update. But now this time we are not going to select that update else insert option. Okay, so this time we are not going to select that update else insert option. So what we are going to do is mapping itself, we will be writing the logic or SQL query to decide whether the source record exists or not. So first we have to join these two tables like this. Okay, so select star from EMP underscore yes, this is our source table. Left join. Okay, so we have to do the left join. Then only from the query result we can able to decide whether the source record exists or not inside the target table. Left join and then the target table EMP underscore T alias name T on S dot employee number is equal to T dot employee number. So like that we have to join these two tables. Okay, by using the left outer join. So why we are going to join these two tables? Because after joining two tables, whatever the result we get, from that result we are going to decide which record, which source record exists inside the target table and which source record does not exist, that we are going to decide. So that is the reason here we are going to, you know, join source with the target table. Okay, so what is left outer join query? What it will do? So left outer join query means all the records from the left side table and only matching records from right side table. Tell me, do we have any matching records here between source and target? Is there any matching record? What is left outer join? In the last class, I think in the last class only we discussed about the joins, right? What is left outer join? Can you tell me the definition? What is left outer join?
It will return all the values from the table and matching records from right side table.
Right? So that's the definition. Okay, now here I write the result. Employee number, employee name, address, employee number one, employee name one, address one, created, update date. Right? So first, since I have written star, it will return all the columns from both the tables. These columns from the left side table and these are the columns from the right side table. And the query result will be like this 10 a HYD. So we do not have any matching based on the join condition. So for 10 we do not have any matching in the right side table. That's the reason we will get 10 here. Sorry, we do not have any matching. That's the reason we will get the null. Null means empty. Nothing blank we will get there. Null means empty. Okay. Next, for the second record also there is no matching. 20 BBLR will get the null values. For the third record 30 CCNA null values. This is the output of the left outer join. Let me execute the same thing here and I will show you the output. Select star from EMP EMUI underscore yes. This is our source. Okay, and then target table T. So we do not have any data in the target table, right? You know how to create a table with created updated. I have shown you practically in the last class. Okay, then if you join these two table like this, alias name, yes, left join, okay, emp mui underscore t alias name t on s dot employee number is equal to t dot employee number, right? So if I execute this query, what it will do, so joining two tables, we will get the output like this. Now you can see, so here we have got the values, but here we have got the null values. Null means blank, so there is no matching value there. That's the reason we have got the null. Okay, since there is no matching, we have got the null values here. Fine, next. Now from this query result, we are going to decide, okay, whether the source record exists inside the target table or not. To decide whether the source record exists or not inside the target table, so we have to take the primary key column value after joining. So this is the primary key column value, right? For the first record, if you see after joining, always we have to take the target primary key column value, then only we will come to know whether the source record exists or not. Now here, after joining two tables by using the left outer join query, the target primary key column value, we have got null. So is null of ENO1. Is null of ENO1 means if the target employee number is null. When we have got the target employee number as null after joining two tables, whether the source employee number 10 exists inside the target table or does not exist. After joining two tables by using the left outer join query, in the query result, always we have to take the target primary key column value and we have to see what is the target primary key column value. So we have got null, target primary key column value, we have got null, right? So for that we have to write like this, is null of target employee number, that is EMO1. So when we have got the target employee number 1 as null, whether the source employee number 10 exists inside the target table or does not exist.
Does not.
By seeing, we can see that does not exist, right? So this is a condition. When this condition will satisfy means if the source record does not exist in target table. So if the source record does not exist in the target table, after joining two tables, we will get the target employee number as null. So this is a condition. So when this condition will satisfy means if the source record does not exist, we will get the null value here and this condition will satisfy. Okay, so if this condition satisfies, right? So that means if the source record does not exist in the target table means what do we have to do for that source record? Do we have to send that source record to insert inside the target table or do we have to send that record to update in the target table? What do we have to do for that source record? Do we have to insert or update?
Insert.
We have
If the source record, got it, right? Insert. Okay, so insert. Okay, so if the source record does not exist, then we should have to insert the record into the target table. Got it? Okay, fine. Suppose assume there is a record here. This is another scenario. Something like this we have here. Some created, some updated we have. So this time, if I join these two tables by using the left outer join query, what would be the query result? This time we will get a query result like this. And for these two, we will get the null values. This is the left outer join query, right? Is this correct? So if I execute the left outer join query, all the records from the left side table and only matching from right side table. For 10, there is a matching record inside the right side table. 10, 10 are matching, right? Both 10 are matching. So that's the reason we have got the matching value here. So after getting the query result, we have to take the target primary key column value. So what is the target primary key column value now? Is it null or not null? 10 we have. 10 is a null or not null?
Null.
It as a not null. Okay. So when we have got not null, not is null of ENO1. Okay, so when we have got the not null here in the target table after execution of the query, when we have got the not null here after execution of the left outer join query between source and target, whether the source employee number 10 exists inside the target table or does not exist.
It exists.
Right? So this condition, this is a condition. So when this condition will satisfy means after joining two tables by using the left outer join query, if the source record already present in the target table, okay, then here we will get not null, right? Source record already exists in target table. So if the source record already exists in the target table, then what do we have to do for that source record? Do we have to send that record to insert or update? If the source record is present in the target table, so what do we have to do for that record? Do we have to send that record to insert or update?
We have to update.
Update. So before updating, okay, not only the source record already present in the target table, when do we have to go for update? Only if there is a change between source and target record. Suppose let's say here we have HYD, here also we have HYD. So in that case, source record already present and there is no change. If there is no change, do we have to update that record? When do we have to update that record? Only if there
There
is
is
a change, right? So even though the target employee number is not null, we also have to check in the query result. So what is the source address value and what is target address value? Source address value is HYD, target address value is USA. Both are not same for that employee number 10. Since both are not same, we have to go for update. Okay, so if they are same, then we should not update. So for that, here we have to write and ADDR, which is a source address, not equal to ADDR1, right? So it should not be not null. ENO1 should not be not null first. If it is not null, that means the source record already exists in the target table. Also to update, these two should be different. A source address and the target address should be different. Okay, so when this condition will satisfy means if the source record already present in the target table and there is a change between source and target record. Okay, so if there is a change between source and target record, then only this condition will satisfy. This condition tells the source record does not exist in the target table and there is a change between source and target record, then only this condition will satisfy. So if this condition satisfies for that source record, what do we have to do in the target table? Do we have to send that record to insert or update?
Update.
What we have to update. So we have to
Update.
set the record to update. Okay, so only if this is different, if this is same, then we should not update. Only if source address and the target address both are different, not equal to, then only we have to go for update. Okay, so after joining two tables by using the left outer join, so from the query result for any of the record, if this condition satisfies, we have to send that record to insert. Okay, so if this condition satisfies, that means the source record already present and there is a change between source and target. So if this condition satisfies, we have to go for update. So like that, we will decide which source record we will insert inside the target table and which source record we will update in the target table. So by seeing this query result, after joining these two source and target table, whatever the query result we get, from that query result, we are going to decide which source record needs to insert inside the target table and which source record needs to update in the target table. So if you write a query inside the source qualified transformation, we will get the query result like this. And since we have the query inside the source qualifier, it will read the first record and it will send it to the transformation. And inside the transformation, we will check whether the employee number one is null or not null. If it is null, then we will send that record to insert. If it is not null, then we will send that record to update. Before update, we also check whether the source address and the target address are same or different. Okay, so like that we will insert the source record into the target table or we'll go for update the record in the target table. That's how we are going to decide which source record needs to insert and which source record needs to update. Got it? So this logic we have to implement inside the mapping. Okay, now I have explained the scenario, how we are going to perform the insert else update or update else insert to maintain the latest data in the target table. Can you tell me, in this scenario, to create a mapping, what are the transformations we have to create? Now I have explained the scenario, right? You have to decide the transformations. Okay, so starts with, so in every mapping we will have the source definition, and then after source definition by default we will have the source qualifier transformation. Next, can you tell me what are the transformations we have to create in this scenario and why we need those transformations? Now you know few of the transformations. What is expression, what is filter, what is router, what is normalizer, what is sequence generator, what is joiner, when do we have to use these transformations, we discussed. Now I have explained the scenario. In this scenario, what transformations are required to use from whatever we have discussed. Now you have to come up with the transformation. If you have practiced by understanding whatever the scenarios I have given in the previous classes, now by seeing this you can able to decide the transformations.
Router.
Okay, so we need router. Why we need router transformation? What is the purpose of creating the router transformation here?
Multiple conditions.
What is that? Can you repeat again? Why we need router here? For multiple conditions. What multiple conditions we have here? Do we have the multiple conditions here? How many conditions we have and what are those conditions?
Loaded
Why we need router? What is the purpose of the router? Yes, go ahead. Router means multiple, router we use for multiple conditions. What multiple conditions we have here in this scenario? Why do we need router?
multiple targets loaded, multiple transformation use router, conditions use router transformation.
Yeah, that is definition. Router transformation is for to write multiple conditions. That is the definition. That is correct. But what multiple conditions we have in this mapping? What is the purpose? Why we have to create a router transformation in this mapping?
Address changing. Multiple.
Wrong answer. Satya, any idea? Why do we have to create a router here? What is the purpose? What multiple conditions we have? Imran, any idea? So you have practiced all the scenarios, right? You know what is router transformation? Why do we have to create a router? Router is for multiple conditions. What multiple conditions we have here? Why we need router? If you are not able to give the answer, that means whatever you are practicing, it is no use. Okay. So you have created the mappings by watching the recorded session, not by understanding. So router transformation is for to write multiple conditions. What multiple conditions we have here in this mapping? So I have told, right, just now I have explained. So you can see here for insert we have one condition is null of ENO1. This is the first condition we have. So after joining two tables, if this condition satisfies, then we have to send that record to insert. This is our first condition. And the second condition is I have highlighted in a box. Not is null of ENO1 and address not equal to address 1. This is another condition. When we were practicing router transformation, DNO is equal to 10 is one condition, DNO equal to 20 is another condition. The same way, here we have these two conditions. Is null of ENO1 is the first condition, not is null of ENO1 and address not equal to address 1. This is second condition. Okay, so these two are the conditions we have. And so if the first condition satisfies, then that source record we have to insert into the target table. If the second condition satisfies, then we have to update the record in the target table. Got it? So to write these two conditions, we need router transformation in our mapping. These two are the conditions. You can see here I have written the conditions. When the first condition will satisfy, if the source record does not exist in target table, then the first condition will satisfy. If the first condition satisfies, we have to insert the record into the target. Okay, fine. Next. Okay, so we need to create a router to write these two conditions. Okay, what other transformations are required to create? What other transformations are required to create? Any idea?
Transformation.
That means you have not practiced last class scenario also. You didn't practice last class scenario. Just watching the recording, you have created the mapping, you didn't understand. So by seeing, you can immediately decide the transformations here. There is nothing to think here. I'm not asking the new things. I'm asking the questions from whatever we have practiced already. If you have practiced, then you should have to be able to answer now. What transfer? You have to decide the transformation. Like that, in real time also, team lead will explain the scenario. You have to decide the transformation. That's the reason first we started with the transformations. Now we know what is expression, when do we have to use expression, we know what is filter, when do we have to use filter, right? What is router, what is sequence generator, all these transformations we know when do we have to use and how to use. So this is one of the real-time scenario now I am explaining. So here we have to create multiple transformations. So after understanding the concept here, now you have to come up with the transformations. If you're not able to tell the transformations now, then it's no use of practicing. Whatever you are practicing, you didn't learn anything from that. Just if I have created their transformation, the same thing you have implemented in your mapping, not by understanding. And last class scenario, I'm not sure how many of you have completed that. Also without understanding you have created the mapping. If you practice like that for 100 times also, it's no use. So what we did in the last class, what transformations we have created in the last class mapping, session level updaters insert. Can you tell me the transformations what we have created?
Joiner transformation.
Did we create joiner transformation in the session level updaters insert? Did we create joiner transformation in the session level updaters insert? If you don't remember what we did in the last class, it's waste of attending the training. Imran, any idea what transformation we have created in the last class in session level updaters insert? Satya?
Expression transformations.
Expression transformation, right? Why we have created expression transformation there? What is the purpose? In the last class, in session level update is inside, why we have created expression? What is the purpose of creating the expression in the last class in that mapping?
To add two more columns in the target table. Create data and update it.
Add the columns in the target table is the wrong answer. That adding the columns in the target table, that we will not use in Informatica.
Okay.
So here adding the columns, while creating the table, you will add those columns.
Okay. Okay.
While creating the tables, create it, update it. That while creating the table, we'll add that create date, update date columns, not in Informatica.
Okay.
What is the purpose of using the expression transformation in the last class mapping? For every mapping, whatever you are creating now, whatever you are doing the practice, okay, so you should have to question yourself why we are creating this transformation. You should know the answer for that. Without knowing the answer for the transformation why you are creating, it is no use of practicing. If you practice 100 times also, you will be zero. Now you see, every day many of you are practicing. Okay, but now if I am asking the questions from whatever you have created, you are not able to answer. That means it's no use of practicing. The same questions will be asked in interview. Then what is the use of practicing? You have to remember whatever the practice you have done. You have remember in the last class yesterday only you have created those mappings. Session level update else insert mapping. 2-3 of you have created the mappings. Right? Why we have created the expression there?
To hardcode values into date and update date.
Can you tell me once again? Repeat.
To hardcode values into current date and update date using timestamp function.
Yes, correct. Okay, so if you see here in the last class, this is the last class mapping, right? So here what we did to populate the values in the create date, update date column. For that we have created new ports here, and we have written the functions. Okay, what functions we have written? Sys timestamp function to load the system date in the target create date, update date columns. We have created the expression information, and there we have written the sys timestamp function. For that purpose, we have created the expression transformation here to write the functions. Same way here in this mapping also, if you observe, so we have the create date, update date columns here. Are we getting the data for the create date, update date columns from the source? Are we getting the data from the source for create date, update date columns?
No, sir.
No. If not, then here we have to load the system date, right, in create date, update date. For that, which transformation we have to create in our mapping? To populate create date, update date with the system date. Which
Expression type.
transformation? Expression. So we need expression transformation also. We have to create in this mapping to populate, target, create it, update it with the system date. The way how we here in the last class I have shown you the expression transformation to use the sysdate functions and to populate the create date, update date with the system date, not to add the columns. Columns we have already added. In the added columns, we have to load the sysdate. You know what is the what we have to do here, but the way how you have given the answer, that is wrong. But you know, in that create date update date column, we have to load the system date, right? But the answer is wrong. Okay, so you should have to say expression transformation we have created to write the functions sys timestamp function. We have to write inside the expression to populate the or to load the target create date update date columns with the system date. That's the reason we have created expression like that. For every transformation whatever you are going to create, you have to question yourself 100 times. Okay, after questioning yourself whether you have the answer or not, you should have to tell yourself what is expression, why we have created expression. If you don't know the answer, you ask me, I will tell you, right? So like that you have to practice and you have to remember, and simply practicing it is not going to helpful. You have to remember, you have to do the revision, and you should have to know, if I explain the scenario, you should have to come up with the transformation. Okay, so in this scenario what transformation we have to create. So like that in our mapping here we have source qualifier, expression, router. Okay, any other transformation required to create here?
Joiner, sir. Leftover joiner.
Okay, why we need joiner transformation here? What is the purpose of joiner?
To join the left table to the right table for the matching.
Okay, so joiner transformation we require to join two tables, right? But when do we use joiner transformation? What is the purpose?
To combine.
What is joiner transformation? When do we use joiner transformation? Any idea? What is the definition of the joiner?
It will add the left table and only matching from the right.
No. My question, what is joiner? When do we have to use joiner transformation?
It is used to join tables which are from different schemas of different databases.
Exactly, right? That's the answer. So we use joiner transformation if the joining tables are from different databases or from different users or schemas. Then only we go for joiner transformation. But here, these two tables, source and target tables, are they from same user or different users? Source and target table we are joining here. These two tables are from same schema or different schema? Same, right? So if they are from same schema, do we have to use joiner transformation? If they are from same schema, do we have to use joiner transformation?
Yes.
Yes means you didn't understand the last class. You didn't go through, you didn't practice the last class.
Joiner we cannot use, sir. Joint you can use. For same schema, we can use joint transformation.
Just give me 1 minute. Read this. Read the joiner transformation. Try to understand the last class. Again, every day I'm not going to repeat the last class. You got it now. What is joiner transformation? That's what, if you don't practice without understanding, you will get confused. You don't know what you are doing, right? So when do we use joiner transformation? If the joining tables are from different databases or from different schemas. That's what I explained in the last class. Now here in this scenario, did I tell that the source and target tables are from different schemas? So I have created both under system only, right? They are from same schema. So in that case, is it necessary to use the joiner here?
I think
Is
join
it
use it.
Yeah, we can write the join query. Okay, inside the source qualifier, we can write a join query without using joiner transformation. Okay, fine. Next, any other transformation required? Any other transformation? No idea? Any other transformation? Just now we discussed, right? What is the purpose of creating this mapping level update else insert? Why we are doing this one? Why can't the previous scenario? Here the previous scenario, it updated all the columns, right? To overcome that, we have to update the specific columns. To update the specific columns, what transformation we have? Which transformation we have to create to update the specific columns?
Router.
Normalizer transformation.
Any other answer? To
Update
update the
status.
specific columns in the target table, which transformation we have to create?
Update status information.
Update strategy transformation.
Oh, I forgot.
You read this, mainly this is used to update the specific column. I have opened here, just by reading also you can able to give the answer. Okay, why we use normalizer? Normalizer is for to transpose the columns data into rows, not to update the data in the target, right? What is the purpose of normalizer? It will convert the columns data into rows. Are we converting any columns data into rows here? No. My question was how to update the specific column in the target table. To update the specific column in the target table, we use update strategy transformation. Okay, and this is also 100% interview question. In every interview, they will ask, tell me how many ways we can update the data in the target table. You should not use normalizer. To update the data or a specific columns in the target table, one way is session level update else insert. If you enable this update else insert checkbox, it will update the data in the target table. The second way is by using the update strategy transformation. Update strategy transformation also, it will update the specific columns in the target table. In these two ways, we can update the data in the target. Okay, got it. So we also have to create update strategy transformation here. See, multiple transformations we are going to implement in this scenario. This is one of the real-time scenarios. And whatever the scenario now we are discussing here, this scenario is 100% interview question. Every interview they will ask this scenario. Okay, and in real time also 100% we create the same mapping. Whatever we are going to implement here, the same transformations to perform the S3 type 1 will be doing the same thing. But the difference between real time and here is, here I have created a table with only 3 rows. Okay, so in real time you'll have 3 million rows. Doesn't matter you have 3 rows or 3 million rows, The same mapping what we are going to create here, the same mappings we will be doing in real time also. The same transformation, source qualifier, expression, router, update strategy. These are the transformations you will see in SCD type 1 in real time also. The same transformations. Only the difference is the data. Here we are doing with 3 records, there 3000 records or 3 million records. But the concept is same. If you understand this concept, then it would be easy to create a mapping in real time. If you don't understand the concept, if you don't know what is the purpose of expression, what is the purpose of router, why we are creating the router here, then you will be blank. You will not be able to do anything. Okay, so like that, before you create any mapping, first you have to understand the requirement, understand the concept, what we are going to do here, and then you have to decide the transformations. After deciding the transformations only, we have to start creating the mapping. Okay, so in interview also they will ask, tell me in SRE type 1, what are the transformations we have to create? You have to tell in the same order. So we have to create source qualifier, expression, router, and update strategy. These are the transformations which we have to create in SRE type 1. Then they will ask, tell me what is the expression, why you have created expression in your mapping in SRE type 1. Then you have to say expression transformation we created in my project to populate the target, create it, update it with the system dates. Then they will ask, tell me what is update strategy, why you have created update strategy. You have to say in my project we have created the you have to say I have created the update strategy to update the specific columns in the target table, like address and update date. So the specific columns to update, I have created update strategy in my project, in my mapping, like that you have to explain. So like each and every transformation you have to question yourself 100 times and you should be clear with the answer. Okay, so then only you will face the interview, and if you practice like that by understanding, I'm sure in first interview itself, by your own you can be able to attend the interview, and in first interview itself you will get shortlisted, you will get selected. So without understanding, if you practice 100 times also, okay, so after 10 years also you will not get the job, right? So you should be you have to do more practice, and you have to remember. Remembering is very, very important. Fine, now let's start creating the mapping. So our source and target tables are ready. So to start create with the mapping, first we have to import the source definition, target definition, and then create mapping. I know many of you still not started practicing, even though you have started practicing. Okay, so you are behind. Okay, but still, even though you are behind, no problem. Okay, so every day you have to practice at least 3-4 mappings, and whatever you are doing every day you have to send me the screenshots. And whoever are behind, please speed up, try to spend more time to do the practice. Okay, at least 2 to 3 hours you have to spend for the practice after this class. So this is also SRE type 1. Click on OK. So after that, here we have to drag and drop the source definition. So this is our source, targets, emp mu underscore t. So till here, creating the source table, target table, importing the source definition, target definition. Next, what is the next step? So after importing source and target definition, we have to join source with the target table by writing the left outer join query. To join source with the target table by writing the left outer join query, what we have to do? So here we have only one source, right? So if there are two source definition, two source qualifiers, we can delete one source qualifier and we can write a query. But So for this, how we can join source with the target here? To join source with the target, we have to consider target table also as a source, and then go to the source analyzer. Here you have to import our target table also. So target table, we also have to import in the source analyzer. Why we have to consider target also as a source? Because we have to join these two. To join source and target, we have to consider target also as a source, import in source analyzer, then from sources folder empmu underscore t you will have under sources folder both SEO, the source and target you have in your sources. So this empmus we already drag and drop, and this one we have to drag and drop here. Okay, so like that. So since now we have to delete one source qualifier, select the second source qualifier, delete. Whatever deleted source qualifier corresponding ports we have to select all, drag and drop to the first source qualifier, right? So this is how we can join source and target. I repeat, to join source and target, we have to consider target table also as a source, and we have to import in source analyzer. There we have to import this one, and then here we have the source qualifier transformation. Okay, so before writing this join query, left outer join query inside the source qualifier, so we have to connect from source qualifier to the next transformation. Next, we will be creating the expression transformation here to populate create date, update date with the system date. So after giving the links from source qualifier to the next transformation, then only we have to write a query inside the source qualifier. So like that we have to drag and drop, right? So after connecting like this, then open the source qualifier transformation, go to the properties, open this, and here you have to write the join query. Okay, so then just try to validate and see whether whatever the query we have written, whether that is valid or not. You can see no errors detected, click on OK, right? So now we have the left outer join query, and then the main purpose of creating expression transformation is to load target create date update date with the system date by writing the functions here. Open the expression, go to the ports tab, set the last port, create two new ports here. One is create date underscore o, the other one is update date underscore o. Change the data type date and time, date and time. Two new ports we have to create. So here you have to disable the input. In the expression class, I have shown you the same thing. This timestamps loading, and also in the last class also we have created. So you should not forget. So copy the system stamp here. Then also system stamp. Click on OK. Apply. OK. Right? We have got these two. And then after this, we have to write conditions. Two conditions we have to write. For that, in our mapping, we are going to create a router transformation. Go to the menu transformation, create. From this list, we have to select the router to write multiple conditions, create done. So router we have to place here. In router, how many groups we have to create here? Okay, after creating router, we have to select all the ports in expression, drag and drop to the router. All will be connected like this. Now group got created. Now we have to open the router transformation, and we have to go to the groups tab. Based on our number of conditions, we have to create those many number of groups. So how many groups we have to create in router?
Two groups.
Two groups. Why two groups?
Because we have two conditions.
Right, so we have two conditions, one for insert condition, the other one is for update condition. Okay, so that's the reason we have to create two groups. Okay, so first group name we will give as insert, second group name we will give as update. Right, so right side here we have open this, and we have to write a condition the same way. Is null of envo1, is null of, go to the ports tab, envo1, select the envo1, double click, it will come right side. This is a condition, is null of envo1. If this condition is true, then it will be inserting the record into the target. And in the second group, we have tried not is null. Not is null of, here we have envo1. Okay, and address, source address, addr is the source address. Okay, not equal to addr1 is the target address, target table address. So like that we have write a condition in the update group. This condition will satisfy only if there is a change between source and target record. Okay, apply. Okay, so once it is created, it will be created like this. Clear? Any doubts till now? Are you able to follow? Clear, right? Okay, fine. Next. Now, whatever here I have created, same thing, let me draw here so that it will be easy to understand. Okay, so this is our source and this is our target. So here we have employee number, employee name, address. Okay, so next here we have target, employee number, employee name, address, create date, update date, right? So after that we deleted one source qualifier and we have written the query inside this source qualifier. So this is our source qualifier. Here we have envo, ena, address, envo1, ena1, address 1, and then cdud. Why do we have ones here? Because if already we have envo, ena, address. Again, the same columns, if you drag and drop once again, it will give one like this. Okay. So like that, this is our source definition, and this is our target definition. And then we created the expression transformation. This is our expression transformation. So from the not target definition, this is our source qualifier. And then this is expression transformation. So we have to drag and drop all the ports from source qualifier to expression. envo, ena, address, envo1, ena1, address 1, cd, ud, and then two new ports, cd underscore wo, ud underscore wo. Okay, so in these two ports, we have tried the assist state. So once we drag and drop, all the links will be there between source qualifier to the expression transformation. So here we'll be writing sys timestamp, and then from expression we'll be copying to the router transformation. So let's say this is router transformation. Okay, so we have to drag and drop the ports from expression to the router, and here these two cd ud, it is no use. So I've just removed only cdo udbo. We will be connecting to the target cd ud. And then here we have to create two groups. One is insert group, the second one is update group. Okay, default group also will be there, will not be using that one. This is router transformation, and we have here insert group and update group. This is insert group and this is update group, and then we'll have the default group. So it is not mandatory to connect to the default group. Once you drag and drop, all the links will be created from expression to the router. So after that, we have target definition. So from router transformation, we have to connect to the target definition. From insert group to, we have to connect to the target definition. TD, right? So assume with this, we have created the mapping session, workflow, everything, and we have started execution. Okay, so inside the source qualifier, we have this left outer join query. Okay, first the source qualifier left outer join query will execute, and that query result is this. This is the query result for the first time. So from this query result, first a source qualifier will read the first record. This is the first row from the query result, right? 10EAH. So that first record from source qualifier, it will pass to the expression transformation. From expression, it will pass to the router, the same values. Tell me what are the values at router transformation here? What is the value at ENO? The first record values will be there at router transformation. What are the values at router transformation for the first record? What is ENO value? What is ENO value?
NA Hyderabad.
Yeah. So from the source qualifier, it will read the first record, right? So first record we have 10. ENO is 10. That 10 it will pass to the expression. Expression to router it will pass. The values here 10 A HYD and ENO 1 value. What is the ENO 1 value here?
It's null.
Null.
So ENO value is null. Okay. And this is also null. This is also null. Created is it says system date 9/12/2022, 9/12/2022. So these are the values which we have got at router transformation. Router it will pass those values to the below groups, insert and update. Now for these values, which group condition will satisfy? Insert or update?
Insert will insert.
So insert will satisfy. Why insert group will satisfy?
There is no data in the right side.
There is no in the data in the right side means target table. That is fine.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, but that is not the answer. Data is not there, that is fine, but that is not the answer here. So these values, router transformation, it will send it to the below insert and update groups, right? So in these two groups, which group will satisfy for these values? Insert group. Why insert group will satisfy for these values? Why insert will satisfy for these values?
Source record does not exist in the target.
No,
The
that is
source
not the
record.
answer. No. So here, so these values it will pass to the below groups. So what router transformation will do is router transformation, it will check the condition. Okay, if you have practiced my last to last class example router transformation, you will be able to understand this one. Since you didn't practice, you are saying that the source record does not exist in the target. Okay, so in the last to last class, okay, if you know the answer, please unmute and give the answer. So here I explained, right, router transformation. So what router transformation will do? So whatever the values it is going to receive, it will check the condition. If the condition is true, then it will pass that record to the corresponding target. If the condition is false, then it will send that record to the default group. That's the answer. Not having the record in the target table, no. Okay, so what router transformation will do? Router transformation, it will satisfy based on the conditions what we have written inside the router transformation. Here, which group condition will satisfy? Insert or update? Insert. Why insert group condition will satisfy? Can you tell me now? You can unmute and give the answer. Why the insert group condition will satisfy?
Source record is not exist in the target table. That's why insert is unable.
No, just now I told, right? That is the wrong answer. Just now you have given the same answer. I told that is the wrong answer. Tell me why insert group condition will satisfy?
Because ENO1 is null condition through which is written in the insert group.
Exactly. Yeah, correct. That's the answer. Okay. So why insert means inside the insert group we have a condition is null of ENO1. Okay. So we have got ENO1 value as null here. We have got ENO1 value is null. The condition also we have written is null of ENO1. That is secondary. Target table doesn't have record. That is second answer. That is secondary. The first one is router will check the condition what we have written inside the router transformation. inside the router we have two condition, is null of env1 and not is null of env1 and address not equal to the address 1. These and all you will come to know only if you have practiced. Okay, so router transformation. So here router transformation will check the condition, right? So which condition will satisfy for these values, insert condition or update group condition? To satisfy the update group condition, employee number should not be null, but we have got the null value here, env1 is null. So E is null of env1 means if the employee number 1 is null, so that is the reason insert group condition will satisfy. Okay, so you have to check the condition, you have to read the condition. So for the conditions only we have created the router transformation. So without using the word conditions, directly you are saying the target table does not exist. No, that is not the answer. Router transformation is for to write multiple conditions. Here we have written the multiple conditions. The insert group condition has satisfied for the values what it has received. That is the reason it will insert the record into the target table. Okay, now fine. So from insert group we have to connect to the target definition. In insert group we have two employee numbers, envo we have and envo1 we have. So from insert group, if you give the link to the target to the employee number, it will insert the record. Can you tell me, do we have to connect envo to envo or envo1 to envo? Which one we have to give the link from here? There are two employee numbers in the insert group now. So which employee number to the envo we have to connect? Whether we have to give the link from envo to envo or envo1 to envo?
envo to envo.
Okay, why not envo1? Why not envo1 to envo? Why we should not connect like this?
Because envo1 is null.
Exactly, right? That's the answer. Because envo1 is null. Okay, so if you connect envo1 to envo, again it will insert it will insert the null value into the target. We are not expecting that one. Okay, so we need source employee number to be loaded into the target table. For that reason, so we have to give the link from envo to envo. Okay, source employee number to the source employee number, employee name to the employee name, address to address, and we just have to leave this null values we have. We should not connect to the target, and cdo to cdo and ud to ud, like this we have to give the links. Okay, so here you can see we have first three columns, first three employee number, envo, ena, address, they are coming from the source. envo1, ena, they are coming from the target table. So okay, these values will have, these columns will have the null values, right? So we have to take the source employee number, first three we have to take, they are coming from the source, we have to connect like this, and then last two we have to take, and then we have to connect like this. That's it. So this will insert the record into the target. Now since insert group condition satisfies, first record will be inserted into the target table like this. So this is one of the real-time scenarios. Like that we will be creating the mappings in real time. So this one created is 9/12/2022 and this is also 9/12/2022. So like that the first record inserted inside the target table. Next, a second record. So after loading the first record, now reader will read the second record from the query result. Second record is 20b BLR null 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 null. Those values, second record values, it will pass to the expression to the router. Now again at router we will have 20b BLR null 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 912 912 will be there for the second record. Those values it will pass to the below groups. For those values, which group condition will satisfy? Again insert or update. Again, which group condition will satisfy for those values?
Insert.
So again, insert group condition will satisfy. So second record also is going to be inserted inside the target table. 20 BBLR and this one. Next third record 30 CCNI null 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 null. So reader source qualifier it will pass to the expression to the router. Again at router transformation we will have the null value for envo1. Since ENO1 is null, again which group condition will satisfy? Insert group. So that record also going to be inserted like this. That's it. So like that, for the first time, for all the three records, insert group condition satisfied, because for all the three records we have got ENO1 value as null. That is the reason the insert group condition satisfied. And since insert group condition satisfied, we have connected to the target definition. It will be loaded all the records from source to target. First time executed successfully. Now the second time. So before we execute second time, what we will do, we will update one record in the source table. So here we will update one record in the source table, right? So this employee, let's say he has moved US to USA. Okay. In the last class, I have shown you how to update the record in the source table, right? So let's assume that employee has moved to USA on September 15th. Okay, let's say today's date is September 15th and we are executing this mapping on September 15th. So if you are executing this mapping on September 15th, first source qualifier query will execute on the source and target table. So now the query result will be this. So this is the query result. This time the left outer join query result is this, because based on the join condition, we have match 10, we have matching 20, we have matching 30, we have matching only the joining column it will check. Yes, that's the reason we will get the output like this. So from this output, now the source qualifier will read the first record. This is the first record, 10A USA is the first record. So that it will pass to the router. Now tell me what are the values at router transformation for the first record? What is the value at ENO from the query result?
10.
So this is 10 and then employee name A and what is the address?
USA.
So address is USA and then what is ENO1 value?
Again 10.
So again 10 because in the query result we have 10, right? So for the first record here in the query result we have 10 and then A and what is the address one?
HYD.
Okay, so this is HYD because here in the query we have corresponding address is HYD and create date is system date. System date, let's say today's date is 9/15. So these are the values at router transformation. It will pass these values to the below groups, right? Okay, got it. So these values it has passed to the below groups. Now this time for these values, the group condition will satisfy insert or update.
Insert.
Why insert group condition will satisfy? What is the purpose of satisfying the insert group condition? When insert group condition will satisfy? Can you tell me why insert group condition will satisfy? Which group condition will satisfy for these values?
Update group.
Update group condition will satisfy, not the insert. Tell me why update group condition will satisfy?
Because ENO1 is not null and address 1 are not equal to each other.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. So here not is null of ENO1. If you see, to satisfy the insert group condition, ENO1 should be null. But this time, have we got ENO1 value as null? No. 10 is not null. That's the reason insert group will not satisfy it. Then it comes to the update group. Update group not is null of ENO1. Yes. ENO1 we have got not null and ADDR not equal to ADDR1. So ADDR we have got USA, ADDR1 we have got HYD, both are not equal. That's the reason update group condition will satisfy. Okay, so these values it will pass to the below update group. So now we have got these values at the update group. Update group has satisfied the condition for these values. Now if the update group condition has satisfied for these values, what do we have to do? We have to update the data in the target table. What do we have to update in the target here? For that record, what data we have to update here?
Address.
address and updated we have to update. Okay, so to update the specific columns, we have to create update strategy transformation here. Next to the update group, we have to create update strategy transformation. Okay, and to this update strategy transformation, first always we have to take the primary key column. Okay, so ENO is the primary key column. ENO or ENO1, anything you can take here, and then source address we have to take, and then update date we have to take. Inside the update strategy, we have to write dd_update tag. I will show you where to write. So ENO, we can take ENO or ENO1, anything is fine, and then source address we have to take, and then this one we have to take update date. So from update strategy, we have to connect to the target definition to update the data into the target. But if I connect like this, update strategy to the target definition, it is going to be many to one, multiple ports to a single port. So in Informatica, we know many to one is not possible. One to many is possible. We cannot connect like this. That is the reason what we have to do is we have to set the target definition, right click, copy, and then right click paste, copy paste of the target definition. Okay, so why we have created the copy paste of the target definition? Because from route update strategy we have to connect to the target definition to update the data in the target table, but this update strategy already, this target definition already connected from inside group. That is the reason again we cannot connect. That is the reason I have created the copy. ENO to ENO, address to address, update date to the update date we have to connect like this. We should not connect employee name and address. Same way here also, let me show you how to create update strategy. So after this we have to create update strategy transformation. From this list you have to select update strategy. Here we have to update the specific columns in the target, address and update date we have to update, create, done. So update strategy transformation has created, and then so from here take the first employee number and take the source address. First address is the source address, and then update date we have to take here. Okay, and from this update strategy we cannot connect to this target because it's already connected. Many to one is not possible. That's the reason right click, copy, right click, paste, copy paste the target definition. This is called instance, target instance, copy of the target definition, we call it as an instance. Okay, both are pointing to the same target table, but in the mapping it's already connected. We cannot give the link like that. So employee number to the employee number, it will take the source address and it will update the address in the target table, and also it will update the update date. We want only address and update date to be updated, no employee name, no create date. So for which employee number it should have to update, that is the reason we have taken the employee name number also. And then open the update strategy, double click properties tab. Here in update strategy expression we have tried dd_update. Like that we have tried this tag, dd_update tag. Apply, okay, save. So that's it. With this we have done with the mapping. You can see there are multiple transformations in the mapping. This is one of the real-time scenarios. The same way we'll be creating the mapping in real time. Okay, so now here what this update strategy will do, it at the back it will write the update statement to update only the address and update date. So here it will go and update the address HYD to USA, and also it will update the update date to the 9/15. So if you are executing on same day, there will not be change in the date, but there will be change in the timestamp. Got it? So here it will be updated to 9/15. So it will not touch the create date. It will not outdo anything for the second and third record. That's it. So here, whatever the data present in the source USA is the same we have here in the target table. This employee, he was there in HYD, but we do not have any HYD record here. So whatever data present in the source, same as it is if you maintain in the target table, that is called SCD type 1 or latest data or current data. Currently, wherever this employee is present, only that data we will maintain in the target, which is called SCD type 1 or latest data or current data mapping. So why we are calling mapping level update else insert means, so instead of selecting the update else insert checkbox inside the session task, we have set the properties and we have written the logic, we have written the query inside the source qualifier. That's the reason mapping level only we have implemented to perform the SCD type one. Now for this mapping, so we have done with the mapping, save, and then we will create a session, workflow, execute, and see the output. So with that, we are going to be done. So here, clear all tasks, create session task. Okay, so EMP, MUI, this is the mapping. Click on OK, done. Right, so open the session. Each and every class would be important. So every class would be depending on the previous class. So if you practice the previous class scenarios, in the next class will be easy to understand. Here open the session task, go to the mapping tab. Since there is a primary key here, as I told you, if there is a primary key, we have to change this target load type from bulk to normal. Select the another target definition here, target load type from bulk to normal, we have to change, that's it. Apply. Okay, only those the target load type only we have to change. Right click, start workflow. As soon as I click on start execute, for the first time no records present in the target table. For the first time for all our records, insert loop condition will satisfy. For all the records it will be inserted. Now you can see it has 3 records from the source, all the 3 records inserted inside the target table. So this is our target table. If I execute the target table query, you can see all the records inserted inside the target table. Let me copy the output here to compare between first run and the second run. And then manually we have to update the record in the source table. Currently our first run in the source we have address as HYD. So now I'm going to update the address to USA. Update the source table. Source address is equal to USA, where employee number is equal to 1. Okay, so like that we have to write a query, execute. So one row will be updated. Okay, and after update we have to execute commit. Okay, data has saved permanently. Now in the source table, if you see we have a USA. Now in target table still we have H. So after successful of the execution, we are expecting to update address and update date to be updated, and there should not be any other change. Okay, so now the same mapping I'm going to execute second time. Before I execute second time, I have updated one record in the source table. Start workflow, started execution. Now only one record will be updated in the target table. You can see even though it has 3 records from the source, only one record got updated. You can see one here. And if I go and execute the target table query to see the output, so we will get the expected output here. See here, address updated and also updated, got updated. Earlier it was 7:54. Now you can see time here 7:56, which means updated the update date or not. Yes. How about the create date? Is it updated the create date for employee number 1 here? Is it updated the create date or not? No. How about second and third record? Is it updated anything for the second and third record? Compare, see here. So what was there in the first run? What is we have currently in the second run? Is it the same or different? Same. So that means there is no change. Is this what we are expecting? Right? This is what we are expecting. So only the specific one. If the record does not exist, it has inserted all the records. If the record already present, and if there is a change, then only it has updated the address and update date. If there is no change, no insert, no update. For these 2 records, it didn't touch anything. As it is, we have. Okay, now what I am going to do? 2 times I have executed successfully. Now third time, before I execute third time, I will insert new record in the source table. Insert into EMP underscore MU underscore yes. Let's say we have got another new record in the source table before we execute third time. So here employee number 4, employee name, some name and then address. We have here, some address. Okay, AUS. I have inserted a new record in the source table. After inserting, we have to execute commit. Commit also I have executed. Okay, now total how many records are there in the source? There are 4 records. Now if I execute third time, what changes we are expecting in the target table? We have got 4th record also. Now if I execute third time or workflow, here in the target table, what changes we are expecting here? What changes we are expecting here? So are we expecting any changes to these 3 records? I have inserted
No.
new record. So what changes we are expecting after third run? If I execute third time, what we can expect here in the target table?
New record will be inserted in the target table.
Perfect. New record will be inserted inside the target table. Please unmute and give the answer. If your answer is wrong, also fine, no issues. Okay, so whatever you understood, you try to give the answer. If you give the wrong answer, I will correct that one. Without giving the answer, if you keep on mute, then you don't know whether you will be able to give the answer or not. Whatever the answer you are thinking, whether it is right or wrong, that you will not be able to understand. Okay, so please unmute and give the answer, whether it is right or wrong, doesn't matter. Fine. Now here we are expecting the new record should be inserted inside the target table, right? Let me execute. And for the first 3 records, we didn't change anything. So for the first 3 records, they should be same as it is. There should not be any change. Now you can see it has a total 4 records in the source, only 1 record inserted inside the target table. Now the target table will have the 4th record, newly inserted record. See, so for this newly inserted record, since we have executed on same day, there is no change in the date, but timestamp you can see we have got 8. Okay, here also updated, got updated to 8. So whereas here, is there any change for the second and third record? First record last time in the last previous run 756 it was updated. We have remains the same. For the second record, third record, so from the first run onwards we have 754 only. There is no change, so it didn't touch anything. So like that. So whatever the data here we have in the source, same as it is we have in the target table. This is called SAD type 1. So in interview also, if they ask, you have to tell, in my project I have implemented the SCD type 1 in the same way. These are the transformations I have created. So while explaining in interview, you have to explain in the same order. The transformations you should have to explain in the same order. First in my mapping, I have source definition, then source qualifier, then expression, then router, then update strategy, then target definition. Like that, in this order only, I have created the mapping in my project. Okay, you should not start with the update strategy. Right, from left to right, you have to tell the sequence of the transformations. If they ask the list of transformations which you have implemented in this mapping, that's it. So this is how we have to maintain the SCD type 1. Okay, practically we have seen first time we have executed, loaded all the records. Second time we updated 1 record and we have executed. Second time our workflow and we have verified only the specific columns got updated. Third time we inserted 1 new record. Whatever the newly inserted record, only that record does not exist in subgroup condition satisfied. And for the other 3 records, none of the group conditions satisfied. So insert group condition satisfied, that's the reason inserted inside the target table. That's it. So this one you can practice today and we'll continue tomorrow. Tomorrow also we are going to discuss the same scenario, but there will be a little bit change. So if you practice this one, and tomorrow's class will be easy to understand. Right? So that's all for the day. Thank you. We'll continue tomorrow. Okay. So but the recordings from last class recording I have uploaded from one of my previous batches. So just go through it and let me know if you have any doubts. Thanks.